It is time for Walk in the Park. The staff at the Botanical Conservatory in Fort Wayne can give us a good reason to stop by the gardens any time of the year. But today we're going to learn what to look for at the conservatory in late January into February when we're dealing with all of this snow. And I am joined right now by Botanical Conservatory Manager Nate Cardelli. Good to see you once again.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me to talk about orchids.
There's this gorgeous orchid right here. What's the significance for this?
Absolutely. So we are in the midst of growing and blooming our orchids right now for the Sweetheart Orchid display starting on January 30th. This is actually a mixture of some of our favorite species. So a Phalaenopsis and a Cattleya are both featured here, and they're really just bright, romantic, elegant ways to bring in February.
So how many different types of varieties of orchids are we going to see?
So in the actual display itself, we have a good number. So I would say over 100 varieties represented. Orchids are quite the diverse and one of the oldest flowering plants out there, so we're really excited to bring this out every year.
I had no idea that there were that many different varieties of orchids. It's beautiful. Okay, if somebody wants to learn more about growing orchids, cultivating them, where can they find that information? So
the first weekend in February, we have this awesome orchid show. And if you're passionate about orchids or you're just wanting to dip your toe in the water, the folks at the Three Rivers Orchid Society, those are your people. They're going to be able to really drive home how easy it is to actually take care of orchids once you know what you're doing. And they'll be able to kind of engender that passion for the orchids. Otherwise, we do know a great deal ourselves at the conservatory. We'll have plenty of information available, but those true experts will be with us that first weekend in February. Okay, that focus is on orchids, but are there any other types of tropical flowers that you can find during that time? Absolutely. So our tropical garden is just a field of rotating blooms right now. So if you go in there at any time, you're going to be delighted with what you see. Our birds of paradise right now are in full bloom. And then I'm also excited to mention that our Botanical Speedway exhibit is actually showcasing some really great plant material that will be permanently planted in tropical. Oh, that's fun. So we're really expanding on the edible collection in tropical, and we're establishing those in Botanical Speedway. Then we'll be moving them out at the end of the exhibit and putting them in tropical permanently. Okay, yeah, that's neat. What is your favorite? Of the orchids, I like a Phalaenopsis. They have those really large florist ones. Those are the ticket for me. Okay, I don't know the difference between them, so I'm just going to take your word for it. All right, any more information people need to know to get to the Botanical Conservatory, where to park, how much it costs to get in, all of that information? Absolutely. Admission is $7 for adults, $5 for youth 3 to 17. Babies are always free. Sweetheart Orchid display is included in that admission. Parking is free in the Civic Center garage across the street. If you bring your ticket in to the front desk for validation, always more information at botanicalconservatory.org. Such a beautiful place. Hope you get a chance to visit it this winter. Thank you so much, Nate. Good to see you again. Thank you.